Okay, so enter the number now and just multiply this number with this A. Now when I'm going to run this code, you can see the output here. I'm using a 5 and you can see it looks like this, but I don't want this value. I want the, basically what we want, we just want basically the multiplication of that number, like a table of that number. So in that case, we need to convert it into integer value. Okay, now when I'm going to run this code, suppose I want to print a table of 4. Run this code, you can see it will print a table of 4. The same way, now I want to print a table of 50, 60. So you can see it will print a table of 60 and so on. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Let me know. Do you understand the process here? Tell me. Tell me if that is clear or not. Okay, now, so let's comment it and let's talk about the same thing how we can do in for loop also. Okay, let's see how for loop works in Python. So in for loop, the syntax is much easier than the while loop. Okay, let's talk about that. So the syntax of for loop is for variable. In here is a membership operator. In, then here we can define a sequence or a range. Sequence. In sequence, either you can use a list, you can use a tuple, a collection of value, you can use a set also, you can use different types of value here, you can use a string and so on. Okay, you can use a range also. Now we will discuss it, what is range. Now here it will define, let me define it. For is basically a keyword. Variable is anything like A, B, C, D, anything you can use here, that is a variable only. Then we have in, here in is a membership operator. Okay. Here in is a membership operator. We'll discuss it. And then sequence is something like list, tuple, dictionary and so on. Okay. Let's see how it works. So first of all, let me define your membership operator. Suppose if I have this list 2, 5, 9 and 8 in this A. If you're using your membership operator, always give you a boolean value, either true or false. Okay, so if you're using 2 in A, that means 2 is a member of A, it is true. Yes, 2 is a member of A. If you're using 55 in A, that means 55 is a member of A. No, 55 is not a member of A. So in that case, you will get false here. Okay, this is how it works. So the same way, if I'm using here for X, any variable you can use, in, let me use here the list 2, 5, 9 and 8. I just want to print the value of X here, or let me print ABC here. Okay, first of all, now let's see how it works. So first of all, what will be the value of element here? It will check X in A. So first of all, in X we got the first value of the sequence. So in X we have 2 and we'll check 2 in this list. So yes, 2 is a member of this list. It will give you true. So this whole value gives you true. And if for true, it will execute all the things which is inside this block, which is print ABC. Print ABC here. Because as the next line now again. In next, now we have the next element. So X equals to 5. 5 in this list, true. Again true. If true, print again ABC because as the next line. Now again in next we have 9. So 9 in this list, true. If true, print ABC because as the next line. And then again in next we have 8. So 8 in list, true. If true, print ABC, cursor will be in next line. Now we do not have anything in this list, so we are out of this loop. And this is how it will print ABC. If you just want to print the values of A, in that case you can print here the value of x only. So in that case, every time it will print the value of x, which is 2, 5, 9, and 8. Let me know if that is clear, everyone. The syntactical part is clear of for loop. Give your answer in chat box. Is that clear or not? Tell me, everyone, whether it is clear or not. Okay, now let's do it here. So first of all, again, I have the same statement here. I want to print ABC for 5 times. Let's see how we can do this. So for that, let me use here for. We do not need to use here any initialization or something. We can directly use for loop. So for I, any variable you can take here. For I in any list, tuple, dictionary, anything I can take here. 4, 1, 8, and 9. And here, so first of all, I just want to print the value of I here. So what it will do, first of all, in I we have 4. So 4 in list, true. If true, it will print the value of I and so on. So it will print 4, 1, 8, and 9 every time. Okay. Now, the next thing, suppose I want to print, let me do a comma here. I want to print ABC. So you can see here, every time I print 4 times ABC also. Okay. Now, either you can use the syntax here. Okay. You can use a list or tuple here, or you can use a range also. Let me show you how it works as a range. Okay, it is a range. It is exactly same as slicing. It will give a sequence of element and which works just as a slicing. Okay, so if we're using here range, we have a start, stop, and step, just like a slicing. So I'm using a start from 1 to 7, a step is 2. Okay, so what it will give me, 1 2 7 minus 1, and step is 2, 1 3 and 5 it will give me. But when we are going to print the value of range, let me show into a variable here, and let me print the value of a. So you can see the output is like this. But if I want to see value one by one, you can do it like this: a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, and so on. This is how it will give us the value. But the problem is, if the value is greater, we need to define it manually one by one. It will take very much of time. So in that case, because we're repeating the same statements again multiple times, so in that case, we can use loop here. So for I in range, I'm taking from 1 to 7 and step is 2, and then print the value of I. Now what will happen? Let me comment it. Now what will happen? So for I in range, we have 1, 3, and 5 only. Okay. Now in I we have first 1. 1 in range, true. If true, print the value of I, which is 1. Now then in I we have 3. 3 in range, true. If true, print I, which is 3. Again in I now we have 5. So 5 in range, true. If true, print I, which is 5, because it's the next line. Now we don't have anything in this range, so it will out of the loop. Run this code and you can see the output. Okay, the same way here also we have some default values like this. Like suppose if I'm using here for I in the range, let me use here 7 only. So here it by default it starts from 0 to 7 minus 1, and step will be plus 1 by default. Okay, so let me print the value of I here just to show you. So here mandatory is stopping value. It starts from 0 to 7 minus 1, step is plus 1. Is that clear, everyone? Do you understand range, how it works? what is 135 in it? Okay, let me explain it once again. See, so we have this data, no? Here, control C and V. Okay, so basically, when we are talking about range, this will give you the range of value. Here we have a start, comma, stop, just like slicing, and then we have step. Okay, but the problem with range is if we are using range, start from 1 to 7 and step is 2. It starts from 1 to 7 minus 1, that is 6, and step is 2. So after 1 step 2 we have 3, after step 2 we have 5, and after 2 step we have 7. So it excludes the 6 from here, and it will just give you 1, 3 and 5. Is that clear or not, Prasad? Because the step is 2, so after 5 it will not include 6, because after 5 it will access 7, and 7 is not inside the range, so that's why it will just give you 1, 3 and 5. That part is clear. Now, in this is inside the range, but when we are going to print the value of range, it will not give you the whole value, it will just give you range 1, 7 and 2. So if you just want to access the values out of it, you need to access it one by one like this. A of 0, 1 and 2. So because we're iterating the same thing again and again, in that case we can use loop because we're repeating the same thing multiple times. So I'm using here for I in range. In range we have 1, 3 and 5. It will check. In I, first of all, we have 1. So 1 in range, true. If true, print the value of I. So in I we have 1, it will print the value of I. Again in I we have 3. So 3 in range, true. If true, print the value of I again, which is 3 and 5 and so on. Clear? Good. The same way, suppose if I'm using here 17 and here I'm using 4. Now let me know what will be the output of this code and give an answer in chat box. Everyone. If I'm going to run this code, what will be the output? Give an answer in chat box. Okay, so the first answer is from Prasad, 1, 2, 9 and 13, I think. Okay. Prasad is again saying 1, 5, 9, 13. Aman 1, 5, 9, 13. Itisha 1, 5, 9, 13. Let's see. Let's check the answer. And you can see the answer is 1, 5, 9, 13, which is correct. Okay, let's see how. So first of all, the range starts from 1 to 17 minus 1, that is 16. Okay, now step is 4. So after 1, we got 5, 5 to 9, 9 plus 4 is a 13, and then 13 plus 4 is basically out of this range. So in that case, we just include 1, 5, 9 and 13. Clear everyone? Now, the same way, now I want to print a table, or suppose I want to print 5 times ABC. So I can directly say for I in range, I want to print 5 times, I can directly use 5 here and print ABC. Now, why I'm putting here 5? Because it starts from by default 0 to the stopping value minus 1, which is 4, and step is plus 1 by default. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 times. And you can see the value here. If you want to see the values also, you can print it like this. Okay. Now, the next thing is, what if Now by using for loop, what if I want to print the table of 2? Can anyone tell me how we can do this? I want to print the table of 2, or basically my question is, I want to create, yeah, any query? Okay. So basically now try to create a program where suppose you need to take a value from user, okay? And whatever value user is giving you, you need to print a table of that number, which we have done in our while loop. Okay, so you need to take a value from user in integer. Suppose user will give you 5, so print the table of 5. If user will give you 7, print the table of 7, and so on. So this is what you need to do by using for loop. Question is clear? Tell me, question is clear or not? Okay, so let's do it. I'm giving you 1 to 2 minutes of time. Now the timing is 1:33. Just give this program at before 1:35. Okay, I'm waiting. Just give your program in the chat box. Everyone, give your answer in chat box. Let's see how we can do this. Okay. So first of all, we need to take a value from user. Okay. So in n or any variable you can use int input. So enter the value for n, like whatever table you want to print. And then for I, basically if you want to print the table of any number, we need 1 to 10 value. So for I in range, so I want to start from 1 to 11. And by default, the step is 1. Now, first of all, I just want to print the value of I here just to show you, okay? So let me comment it out. Now, you can see the output here, which is from 1 to 10. If you want to print the table of 2, just multiply it with 2. And you can see the output here, which is the table of 2. If you want to print a table of 12, just multiply it with 12 and so on. Okay, so in that case, what we can do, just take the value from user the number and multiply this I to this n, and that's it. Now when I'm going to run this code, you can see the output. So value I'm using a 67, like I want to print a table of 67, and you can see the output. The same way this time I want to print the table of suppose 34, so you can see the table of 34 and so on. Is that clear everyone? Let me know. Okay, so if that is clear, then it's good. Now, I hope while loop and for loop you are able to use now. Is that so? Okay. Now, the next topic we are going to define is function. Okay. Function in Python. First of all, let me know everyone, what do you mean by function? Give an answer in chat box. What do you mean by function? Anyone? Give an answer in chat box. What do you mean by function? Okay, so the first answer is from Harsh, which is type of work. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, let's see what is function. Okay, in any programming language, the definition is exactly same. Okay, so a function is just a block of code. Okay, so a function is just a block of code by which you can perform a specific task. Okay, like in our real world we have multiple functions are there, no, like suppose there's a function of a marriage party, or there's a function of a birthday party and so on. So in that case there is a motive of that function, no, that there is some one specific task, that is the birthday of any person or a marriage of any person. The same way we have in programming also as a function. If you want to perform a specific task, like suppose you want to add two numbers, you want to perform a algorithm and so on, in that case that is called a function which used to perform a specific task. So a function is just a block of code, because if you want to perform a specific task you need multiple block of code for that. So block of code by which you can perform a specific task. You can perform a specific task. Okay, now in a function we have two things actually. First of all, you need to tell that function, to define that function, that what is specific function, what is specific task you need to perform, and when you need to perform. Okay, so first of all, the definition of the function, you need to define what thing you need to perform by that function. Okay, so definition of function, and after that, after defining the function, now you need to decide here where you need to perform that function. So always you can define, always you need to call the function if whenever you want to perform the task. So the next thing is calling the function. Okay, now let's see how we can define all these things in our Python programming. So to define a function, we have a def keyword here, def. Then you need to define the function name along with the parenthesis. Because we have multiple statements here, we need a colon also. Now then suppose I want to, here you can define some statements. Now this is the definition of here you can define the specific task of the function which this needs to be performed. After that, if you want to perform this task, you just need to call this function by its name along with the parenthesis. So suppose if you want to perform this task for one time, you can just call this function, like now I want to perform this task, and so on. Multiple times you can call this function, more than one time also. Let's see how we can do this here. So functions in Python, let's see. So it is just a block of code by which you can perform a specific task. Okay, now so first of all we need to define the function. So for that we have def keyword, def, then the name of the function, and that is anything you can use. Suppose I'm using here let me use ABC, any name you can take here. Okay, so ABC along with the parenthesis, that is very important. This is a symbol that this is a function. colon because we have multiple statements here. Now my function specific task is, suppose I want to print here hello, and I'm printing here good afternoon. So if you want to wish anyone, just call this function. So the specific task of this ABC function is to wish anyone as hello and good afternoon. Now, when you're going to run this code, it will not execute because this is just a definition. You are not calling the function. If you want to execute it, you need to call the function, or we can call it by its name, and its name is ABC along with the parenthesis. Let's run this code and you can see the output. You are calling it by one time only, so the answer is ABC. Suppose I want to call it two times, so I'm calling it with two times. Run this code and so on. Clear, everyone? How we can define a function, how we can call a function? Tell me, is that clear or not? Each of the line is clear or not? Let me know. Very good. Now, suppose I want to wish a specific person. Okay, suppose I want to wish to Harsh or Prasad or anyone. So in that case, what we can do, let me comment it out. This is called default function because we are not putting any value here. Okay, now let me copy the same function again, Control C and V. And here what I'm going to do, I want to wish a specific person. So in that case, we need to use a formal argument here. I'm using here name. Okay, anything you can put here, any argument you can put here. I'm using here one argument. And then good afternoon, the name of the person I'm performing, comma, name of the person. Or let me use it here. Hello, whatever your name is. Okay, the value of name is now. Here you can see this is called formal argument. Okay, this kind of function is called, where you're defining an argument. This kind of function is called parameterized function because we are defining a parameter here. Okay, now this parameter is called formal argument because you can put any name over here. Now when you're going to again run this code, it will not give you any output because we are just defining the function, we are not calling the function. Okay, run this code and you can see the output. Okay, now we need to call this function. So I'm calling this function along with the parenthesis. Now here we need to put the value of the name whom I want to wish. So I want to wish to, suppose, QWERTY. Any name you can put here. Now what will happen, that is called actual value of this name. Okay, so this is called actual argument. This is called formal argument and that is called actual argument. So when you're going to run this code, it will call this ABC function from here. The value of name becomes QWERTY. So formal, always remember, number of formal arguments should always equal to the number of actual arguments. So here name is equals to QWERTY. Formal argument is 1. Actual argument is also 1. So in that case, it will execute all the things from here, which is print hello. The value of name is QWERTY. Then print good afternoon. So when I'm going to run this code, you can see the output here. So hello QWERTY, good afternoon. The same way, suppose now I want to wish hello ABC. Okay, run this code and you can see the output. Hello ABC, good afternoon, and so on. So the specific task of this function is to wish anyone as good afternoon. Is that clear, everyone? Let me know. Okay, the same way, suppose now I want to create a program. I want to create a function to, suppose, add two numbers. Okay, so in that case again, def add I'm using because I want to add two numbers as I want to add two numbers. So I'm using a print a plus b. Now here the formal argument is 2, a and b. So I'm calling this add function. Now I want to add 3 and 7. So in a we have 3, in b we have 7. Formal is equal to actual, so it will print a plus b, which is 10. Okay, the same way again I want to add two numbers, and this time I want to add 6 and 1. And you can see the output, and that is 7. Okay, is that clear, everyone? If I'm using here more than, like, suppose this time you can see here we have only two formal argument, but we have three actual argument here. So in that case, it will generate error, because this is mandatory that the formal argument, number of formal arguments should always equal to the number of actual argument. Okay, so that's why it will generate error. Now, so if that is clear, now let's talk about some more things. Function is clear. Are you able to create functions in Python or not, everyone? Let me know. Okay, now the next thing is, now let's talk about as we discussed about in our in our last class, that we have some libraries and packages in Python, no? Let's see how we can create our own package in Python. Okay, let's see. So firstly, we discussed about in Python, the property of Python is basically a very large library it is containing. Okay, so yes, in Python we have very large library and it is open source also. That's why we have much of third party libraries also. Okay, now let's see how we can create our own libraries and own packages here. So what is library? We discussed in our last class, a library is nothing but a collection of packages. Is that so? Okay, the same way, what is package? So a package is just a collection of modules. A module is nothing but a Python files. So a package is a collection of modules, or you can say Python files. Okay, now what is modules here? A module is nothing but a Python file, or you can say it is in a Python file you can use multiples of functions. So a module is nothing but a collection of function. Now what is function? This you already knew, that function is a just a block of code by which you can perform a specific task. So inside a library we just have multiples of functions in different sections. Why functions? Because we can reuse functions multiple times. Whenever we can call it and reuse it multiples of times. So it is used to perform a specific task anytime you want, and you can call it, you can just write it once and you can use it for multiple times. That is why it is very important. Okay, so first of all, let's see how we can create a package. And if you are already able to create package, the collection of package becomes a library. Okay, let's see how we can do this. So suppose if this is my package, this we already discussed actually. Let me show you the same example here. This one. Okay, so in, no, not this one actually. This one. Okay, so this is what we are going to, this same section we are going to create. Okay, and we are going to import it in different values. Okay, let's see how we can do this. So let's see how we can create a package in Python. So a package is nothing but a collection of Python files or modules. Okay, it looks like this. I'm not creating a line here, I'm just creating multiples of functions here. Now, so a package is just a collection of modules. Okay, suppose this is my package name is pkg, and it is a collection of module. That means it is a collection of Python files. So here we have multiples of Python files are there. Suppose I have 2 files or 3 files are there. Okay, now, and the names of the files are m1.py, suppose m2.py, and m3.py. Okay, now, so as you can see, okay, first of all, let me know where we can store multiples of files in our computer. Where we can store multiples of files in our computer? Let me know, everyone. Tell me where we can store multiples of file in our computer. Exactly, the answer is correct, which is a folder. So a package is nothing but a folder only where we can store multiples of Python files. Okay, now So a package is a folder. Inside this folder, we have multiples of Python files are there. Now, what is a module in package? It is a collection of functions. Suppose we have a function of addition, subtraction. Suppose I have a function of multiplication, division, square, cube, and so on. Okay, suppose this now package is ready here. Now, how I can use it? So, suppose I have one more Python file here, which is outside the package, and my file name is suppose myfile.py. Okay, I want to add two numbers here, or suppose I want to multiply two number here. So in that case, we have two options. Either we can create the same function again in this my file, but it will take some extra time and memory. And the next thing is, we already have this multiplication function in our package. We can directly access it and reuse it in the package. So in that case, how we can access it? We can say we need to import this package inside this my file to access this file. So I'm saying either you can directly import this package, or because I just want to access this multiplication function, I'm just importing this module from here. So from this package pkg, I just want to import M2 module. And now this my file is eligible to access all the functions from this m2.py. In this we have two functions here, multiplication and division. So we can directly call multiplication and division functions from this my file. And it is not, now we don't need to create the function because that is already created in the package. Okay, so this is how we can save our time as well as the memory also. Is that clear, everyone? Let me know. Okay, let's see how we can do this in our practical part. So the same program I'm going to create. Okay, so let me create a package here. Let me do it in our desktop. Okay, a package is nothing but a folder. So let me create a folder here. This is my folder, and my package name I'm using here pkgiit Indore. That will become a very large name. I'm just using here pkgiit. Okay, now, and the name of the package is this. Now a package is a collection of module or a Python file, so I need to put here multiples of Python files also. So let me create a multiple Python files. I'm using a file, new file I'm going to create, and I'm going to store it in that same package. Save as in desktop in the same folder, which is pkgiit, this one. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so the name of the file I'm using here m1, and because it is already Python file, so I don't need to put here .py. So m1.py. One more folder module I'm going to create, and that is m2.py. The same way we can create one more file, and that is m3.py. It totally depends on you how much file you want to put here. So m3.py. Okay, now let me show you here. So this is our package in which we have, this is a collection of module, and in this module we have M1, M2 and M3 module. Now a module is nothing but a collection of functions. So let me create multiples of functions inside m1.py. So I'm using a def. Let me create add function, print a plus b. The same way I'm going to create a the subtraction also. Print a minus b. Okay, so this is my one module completed. Let me save it. Now let's do it in our m2.py also. Now, so def, this time I'm using here for multiplication. Again, you can use any of the formal argument. I'm using the same. If you want, you can use any other name also here. Okay, so print a cross b because of the multiplication, and then for division also. So division for a and b, and then print a divide by b. Okay, so this model is also completed. Now the last one, which is m3.py. Let me open it, and then def square. So sq I'm using for that, a only. For a square I can directly use a cross a. Okay, and then def s cube I'm using here, a, and that is for print a3. Okay, now so my modules are completed here, my package is ready to use. Okay, now how we can use it, let's talk about that. So in my first file, where is my file here? Or let me create one more file here. Okay, or let me access the same file from here. Here I have this file, so let me copy it from here and let me paste it in my desktop. Okay, now so what I'm going to do, inside this file I want to import that function because I don't want to create it again and again. Okay, so let me comment it out all these things. Just a minute. Mm, just a minute. Hmm. Okay, so let me remove this from here. Okay, and let me access it here. So copy and paste it here. Okay, now so in this file, in this first.py, I want to import that pkg, this package whatever we created. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do here, first of all we need to import it here. So here I want to, suppose I want to access that cube function. Okay, so in that case we need to import it. So cube is in our m3.py, so I'm using here from that package pkgiit. I just want to import m3 module out of it, and then from this m3.py I just want to access that cube function. I want to access the cube of 7. Now let's run this code and you can see here we are able to access the cube without creating the cube function because that is in our package. Now we can reuse it anywhere we want. Okay, now we are eligible to access all the functions from this m2, so I can use it for square also. Run this code and you can see the output here, square of it. The same way, suppose I want to add two numbers and that is in our m1.py, no, so we need to import that m1 also from there. So now m1 dot add, and I want to add 3 and 9. The same way you can access the subtract function also. Let's see. Run this code and you can see the output. Subtract is not defined. Okay, m1 dot sub1 sub actually. Okay, now run this code and you can see the output here. Is that clear? Did you understand how package works? You just need to import it. Everyone, is that clear or not? If no, you can let me know. We'll explain one more time. Following the same thing which we discussed in this bamboo paper. Okay, so if no, let me, what is not clear, Aman? Please let me know so that we can describe it one more time. Okay, so importing is not clear. Let me define it once again. Okay, see, this is our package. Okay, let me define it from the starting. This is our package. A package is a collection of modules. So here you can see we have 3 modules are there, and that is a temporary folder where we have all the temporary files are there after importing. Now in a function, in a modules we have multiples of functions are there because modules are collection of function. You can see in m1 we have add and subtract function, In M2 we have multiplication and division function, and in M3 we have cube and square functions. Okay, so our package is ready to use. Now, how we can import it? So this is our module where I want to import it. So what we can do, we can import it like this. Here I am doing, just a minute. So to import it, what you can do, because I just want to access cube and square, I'm using here from this package, the name of the package, my package name is PKGIIT. From this package, I want to import M3 module. Okay, that means you are eligible to, you are just importing M3 module out of this whole package. Okay, and you can access all the functions from this M3 module inside this first.py. Okay, now, so you can import it like this, m3.cube, because inside m3 we have cube function, and in m3 we have a square function also, and you can put the parameters here. And when you're going to run this code, what will happen, it will, from this pkgiit, it will import m3 from this module, and then import that cube and square function from here. Okay. The same way, if you want to, suppose now I want to import m1 function also, for the addition function of this m1 module. Now it will not run. Why? Because we have not imported it yet. No, we just imported m3 module, not m1 module. So in that case, you can import it like this also. Okay, now it will run. Okay, but there is a, as of now things are clear. Aman, is that clear now? Okay, everyone, is that clear? Are you able to make a package in Python or not? Sorry. Okay, but there is a problem with this package. The problem is, if basically what will happen if we are going to import this package here internally, the interpreter check the current working directory of this file. Okay, so the file's current working directory is desktop. Okay, so the file's current working directory is desktop. Now it is, if you're using from pkg import m3 m1, so the interpreter checks its current working directory, that this package is in our current working directory or not, that this package is in desktop or not, because the current working directory of this file is desktop. So you can see the current working of this the current working, this package is also in the same current working directory. So that is why we are able to import it. But what if the current working directory are not same? Suppose this is my file. No, let me copy it from here and let me paste it here. Okay, let me paste it here. Now again I'm going to run the same code. Let me run the same code again. Okay, let me run the same code again. Now you can see the output is module not found error, no module name pkgiit. Why? Because this time the in this current working directory, the files current working directory is workshop preparation folder, but inside this folder we do not have that package, and that is why it will generate error. So in that case, that means we can only import that package which is in our current working directory. No. So what we want to create that kind of package which we can import anywhere in our system. Okay, so in that case, what we can do, because the interpreter check first of all on the current working directory, if that package is not in our current working directory, it will check on Python folder where Python is installed. Okay, and let's check where in our Python that package is available or not. Let's see. If that package is available in our Python folder, then it will import from there. Okay, so let's see how we can check where is our Python path. So in that case, you can import os.path and just print the path, os.path. And this is how you are able to find the location of the Python installed in your system. Let me run this code and you can see the output. So in this location, my Python is installed. Just run your code. Let me put it here, Control C and V. Just run this code in your IDLE and just see where your Python is installed. Okay. So I'm going to follow this link. Okay. So first we have C users 917 app data, local programs and Python 3.10. Let me follow this path. So C drive and then users 91798 app data. If you are unable to find that app data, just go on view, click on this hidden items. If it is not selected, you are unable to find that app data. So click on this hidden items and you are able to find that app data here. App data, local, programs, and inside this program I have Python here. So I have three versions are there. I work on 3.10. So here we have lib, libraries. Now inside this we have site packages folder. Okay, now we need to check whether pkgit is there in our package or not. So you can see here. Let me check whether it is here or if that is over here, it is able to import it, but it is not there actually. But I will just showing you. So as you can see, this name package is not available in the site package. So in that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy that package. Let me copy or paste let me cut this package from here. Okay. And I'm going to paste it in my site packages. Okay. Here in my site package, I'm going to paste this package. Nothing else. Now again run this code. Okay. Where is my package? Now again run this code. Now this time I'm going to comment this one. Now again run this code and you are successfully able to access the functions out of it. Okay. So what you can do is if you want to create a package that is imported anywhere in our system, in that case always create the package in your site packages, and from there you are able to import it in anywhere you want to access. Is that clear everyone? And also whenever we are installing any third party package or libraries, that is also by default is stored in our site packages so that we can import it anywhere in our system. Okay, is that clear everyone? Why we are storing the package in site packages, is that clear or not? Okay, I hope this part is clear to each and everyone. Is that so? Good. So let me comment all these things from here now. So again, you need to do some practice here. Without practice, you are unable to do these things. Okay. Now, the next thing what we are going to do here is, let's do some projects. Okay. Because you can see the syllabus also. Just let me know whether session 1 is done or not. Everyone. Session 1 is done or not. Let me know. Everyone. Okay. What about session 2? Okay. What about session 3? Everyone. What about session 4? Is that completed? Okay, now let's talk about session 5, which is activity and projects. Okay, so installing different libraries of Python, generating how we can create a project of QR code generator, how we can create a project for random password generator or OTP generator, and then we are going to create a quiz game by using Python. Okay, let's see how we can do this. So first of all, I'm starting with QR code generator. Okay, let's see how we can do this. So in the same file, I'm going to do all these things. Okay, now, so activity and projects. Now, sorry. So the first project is QR code generator. Okay. Now, in QR code generator, first of all, we don't need to start from the very scratch. Okay. We just need a third party module here, and that is QR code. Okay. What you can do is just open any browser. Okay. So let me open my search engine, which is google.com, and here I need to install QR code module from net. So I'm, because it is a third party module actually, so I'm using here, I have a tool here which is pip. Okay, pip tool in Python is basically a tool by which you can install any third party modules in Python. So pip install QR code module I want. Just enter it, and you are getting a pipey.org like a URL. Just click on it and copy this thing from here. Okay, copy to clipboard. Open your command prompt. You can do it like with me also. Open your command prompt, paste it here, and just enter. Okay, so you can see it is collecting QR code module. It will take some time to install. So that you can see it is installed correctly in my system. Okay, are you doing with me or not? Or you can practice after the class also. Okay, so after installation, now we need to, now after installation, that module is now installed in your side packages actually, so we can easily import it. Let me remove all these things from here. Let me open it one more time. Just a minute everyone. Okay, now so here first of all we need to import this. So I want to import that QR code module. Okay, now to create a QR code generator, this is how we can install the module or the library. Now import QR code. Now in this QR code module, we have a function called make. Okay, now that means make QR code. Now what QR code you want to generate? So I want to generate the QR code for, you can create a QR code for any document, for any website, or for any document also. So suppose I'm going to create a QR code for my LinkedIn profile. Okay, let's see. Or for anything you can use. Let me create for the QR code for the, let's see, for this website, for this EI systems website. Okay, let me copy this link from here. Control C. Just copy the URL. Okay, and paste it here. Okay, that's it. Now, a QR code is basically a kind of image. So in that case, let me use here, store it into a variable, and then I'm using here a dot. We have a function called save. Okay, like where you want to save this QR code. Okay, so let's see. Just a minute. Let me do it here in Python shell. So import QR code, and then a equals to QR code dot tab, and here you can see when you're going to press tab you will get a function called make. Okay, now here you can paste the URL, and then a dot tab we have a function called save. Okay, now here you need to give the name of the QR code. Okay, like the name of the image I want to put here is my QR code, or you can do it here also because this will not save. I'm using here my QR code dot png or dot jpg, anything you can use. Now suppose if you want to save this in a particular location, then also you can do this. If you are going to run this code, it will save the file in the current working directory, which is desktop. Okay, let's run this code. So is it done? Now let's check. So in desktop you can see my QR code is created. Open it. Now just scan this code and let me know whether you are able to access it or not. Everyone, just open your phone, scan it, and let me know whether you are able to scan this QR code or not. Okay, so this is how you can create a QR code generator in Python. Now, suppose I want to create this QR code in particular location, like I want to create this QR code in this workshop preparation profile. Okay, so if you want to do this, you can just copy the controls, copy the URL, or copy the location of the folder and paste it here. Okay, Control V. Now, run this code one more time. So Unicode error I'm getting. In that situation, what you can do, just put a R here, or this is like a, just replace this single slash to double slash. Okay, now run this code and you can see the output. No error. Just check it in workshop preparation. Now you can see my QR code generator at 2:20 p.m. Let's run this code, open it, and then you can scan it and you will get the same file here also. Okay, so if you want to save it in a particular location, then also you can do this. Is that clear, everyone? Are you able to make a QR code or not for any website? Now, the next thing is, suppose I want to create a QR code for any document also. Okay, so for the document, what we can do? Let me create a QR code for this data, for this written notes of our classroom. Okay, the last class or the syllabus also we can do. This is the file actually, Python file. No? So if I'm going to create a QR code for this file, let me tell you what will happen. And then basically, if you want to get a QR code for any file, no, you need to upload it on the cloud or any website. Otherwise, you are unable to access the file. It will generate the QR code, but you are unable to access. You are unable to like scan it. Okay, or you are able to go to the website. Why? Because from any local website, you are from any local folder, you are unable to find it. So in that case, if you want to generate a QR code for any document, you need to upload it on different websites, or in your Google Drive also you can put. So let me show you. I want to create a QR code for this particular PDF file. Okay, so I'm going to open my drive. Okay, and here I'm going to upload it. Let me use your my data. Okay, let me upload it here. This Python file I'm going to do here. Okay, now. Okay, now. So here, let me copy the link. So get link. Now remove the restrictions. So the restriction I'm using here as anyone with the link. Okay, good. Done. After that, after getting the link, just open the same file again. Now, let me comment these things from here. And then, again, I'm using here QR code dot make function, put the link, okay, and then just a minute, we need to get the link from here actually. So get link, okay, copy the link, done, and paste the link over here. Paste the link, and then a dot save, and the same I'm using here written notes, written dot png or jpg, anything you can use. Okay, now let's run this code. Okay, done. In the desktop my QR code is generated. Let me check. Sorry, here written. Now everyone is scan it and let me know you are able to get that file or not. Tell me. So for everyone who is unable to find the notes, you can get it from here also, from by using this QR code also. Okay. Do you want the same thing for the for the Python file also? So that I can create the QR code, you can scan to access it. Where we have scan it. Just open your mobile camera and scan it. Okay. Just open your mobile phone camera. Okay. And scan it. Ayush. Open your mobile phone camera and you will get a kind of message here. Yeah, if you want, you can use Google Lens also, but you can use your mobile camera also. Okay, is that done? So this is how you can create a QR code generator by using Python. Is that clear, everyone? Let me know. Okay. Now let me remove the let's thing is after that, after creating a QR code generator, now let's talk about how we can create a OTP generator or random password generator. Okay. Sorry. So we have a random password generator project. Now, basically what we want is a here. Sorry. Now, so to create a random password generator, what we want, suppose if we have multiples of strings here, suppose I have A, B, C, D, E, F, and some like suppose integer values are there. Okay, now I want to create a QR code generator. Sorry, I want to create a random password generator like this. So every time I run the code, I will get a kind of random password like ABC541 kind of thing. Okay, so in that case, what we are going to do, suppose if I have this data, suppose if I have some string here, let me do it here actually. In a string, I have some values like suppose A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and then some string values also, some any data you can take here from here, some special values as well. Okay, now, so what we are going to do here is we want to create a QR code. First of all, I'm taking some is like this kind of values only. Okay, now then we will discuss how we can get a complex QR code. So what we want actually, to create a QR code to create a random password generator, every time I want to iterate each and every value one by one, and randomly I need to choose any one among of them. Suppose at first I'm choosing I. Again, I want to choose 4, then 6, then B, then 4, and so on. This is what we want to do. So to iterate all the values from here, we can use loop like this. So for I in S, this is how I can I can iterate all the values from this S. After iterating it, now I need to choose any one among of this randomly. So in that case, we have a module called random, which we need to import here. And that is, you don't need to install it because it is already in our Python module inbuilt. So I'm using here import random module. Okay, now I'm using here I'm using like my password is password equal to, I'm using here, first of all we need to iterate the values. So for I in, if you want you can do all the thing into same line also. Okay, let me do it how we can do it into the same line. So what I'm using here, first of all dot join, will after writing the code we'll discuss how it works. Okay, now here in join we need to define the iterator. So my iterator is from this random dot choice function we have, and here we have this s as a sequence. And for I in range, I'm putting here 5. Like suppose I want to access 5 digit of value, 5 digit of random password I want. Now just print the value of password. Don't worry, we'll discuss all the things one by one. But first of all, let me show you the answer. Now let's run this code, okay? And this is the random password. Run this code once again. This is the random password. Run this code once again. This is the random password. Getting my point, everyone? So every time it will generate a random password every time. Now let's see how it works. Okay, now. So first of all, because I'm doing it in the single line, you can see here. First of all, for I in, it works from here. For I in range. In range we have 5. That means 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So first of all, the value of I is 0. 0 in range, true. If true, then random dot choice any random value choose from this S. So it will iterate anything and randomly choose any one value from here. Suppose it will choose I. So I, and then for the next value we need a concatenation here, no? Because we have a string value. So to put any other value here, we are using a join function. We want to join another value by this single space. Now the cursor is here after one space. Okay, again in I now we have 1. 1 in range, true. If true, randomly choose any value from this S. Suppose this time the value is 5. Okay, so 5 is here. Okay, and then join I and 5 with a single space. And this is this. I and 5 are joined with a single space. The same way again the value of I is 2. 2 in range, true. If true, randomly choose any value from this S. Suppose this time the value is B. And then just join 5 and B together with a single space. So I, 5, B, and 5 times it, 5 digit value it will give you. And run this code and see the output. Clear, everyone? Let me know. If you want, in place of that, suppose I'm not using any space here, I just single space I'm using. I'm not using any space here, so you can see. So it will print the value without any space. If you want, you can put any value also here. Suppose I'm using here a star. Run this code and you can see the output now. Getting my point, everyone? Is that clear or not? Each and everyone, did you understand how it works? Okay, now the problem is let me remove this star from here. I want to create a Like suppose if you want, you can uh, take the value from user also, like how many digit of value you want in your password. So in that case, what you can do, I'm using an n equals to int input. So you can put the length of the password also. So enter the length of the password. Okay, now and then put it here as n. Now run this code. The input is enter the length. Suppose the length I want is 4 only. So you can see the length is only 4. Again, run this code, but this time I want 7 length. The length I want is 7. So you can see this is now of 7 length password and so on. Okay, but you can see the password is not that much complex. So to create it as a very complex password, what we can do, don't put the values like this. You can do it like this also. Suppose you want all the string value like ABC, small and capital value, you can use it. You can import one more data here, which is import string, and after that you can use string dot. We have a lots of values are there. I'm using a ASCII letter. In ASCII letter, we have smaller, is we have lower and uppercase letters. Now, when you're going to run this code, you can see
Ma'am,
we have is yeah, yes.
ma'am, actually today I have an external exam, so I'm
Okay.
not available to attend the session. So
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, can you give a brief summary?
Basically, the recorded session is provided to each and everyone, so you can check that thing. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So as you can see, the password is we are using here upper as well as the lower case letters. The same way, if you want to add some digits also here to make it more complex, you can use plus operator to concatenate these string values, and then a string dot, we have a value called digits. Now it includes digits as well as lower and uppercase letters. So run this code and you can see the output. I'm using here 8 length password I want. So you can see it includes digits as well as smaller and the uppercase letters. The same way, suppose I want to add some special characters also. So in that case, I'm using a string dot tab, and you can use printables or punctuations also. Let me use punctuation. Run this code and you can see here the length I want is 9, and you can see. Okay, so this is how you can create more complex password here. Let me use here 8 and you can see. This is how you can create very complex password by using Python coding. Is that clear everyone? Let me know. Did you understand the program or not? Everyone? Any doubt in any of the line? Okay, so if that is clear, now let's move to the next project, and that is let's create a quiz game. Okay, so for that I'm going to comment all these things from here. Okay, now what we want to create, let me show you the output first of all, then you can understand what we want to create. Okay, so for that, let me show you the output first of all so that you can understand basically what output we want. Okay, so just a minute, let me show you. Okay, so as you can see the value here, first of all, let me. So do you want to play? Yes, I want to play. So yes, and then you can see, okay, let's play. So father of GK, I don't know, so I'm putting here any random value. Enter, and the answer is incorrect. A quiz is a form of uh, game or mind sport. So I'm using here mind sport. So mind sport. Enter, and the answer is again incorrect. Okay, what sport is the king of sports? I don't know. I'm just using a chess. Let's see, and the answer is again incorrect. Uh, Beautiful game. I don't know. Okay, so this is how we are able to create a quiz game. Okay, do you like the game? No, I don't like this game. Okay, so basically this is what we want to create. Let's see how we can do this. Okay, let me show you one more simple game here. I'm just going to tell you the like overview how you can make this. We'll tell you the sample of the project, then after you can easily add any of the questions there and anything you can do put here. Okay, now what I'm going to do, we are going to create a project which looks like this. First of all, when you're going to run that code, what we want to welcome the user who is going to open that file actually. So first of all, we are going to welcome the user of that quiz game. After welcome that, I want to ask that whether you want to play the game or not. Okay, so if the user will say yes, okay, we'll start the question. If the user will say no, we'll just quit the question. Okay, now the next thing is, and after we're starting the quiz game, okay, if the answer are correct, we are using a +1 mark. If the answer is wrong, we are using here -1 mark. Okay, so negative marks are also there. If you want, you can add more properties in it. Okay, it totally depends on you. And after that, after printing the value, after end of the quiz, we are going to print the value, the like suppose the score of the value also of the user. Let's see how we can do this. So for that, again, I'm going to use the same file here. Okay, now, so let's create a quiz game, and that is very easy. Okay, so first of all, we are going to welcome the user. So I'm using a print welcome user, or first of all, I'm going to take a value, the name of the user. Okay, so name equals to, I'm using input, enter your name please. Okay, now, and then I'm printing here print hello, what will be the value of name. Okay, and print welcome in this quiz game. Let me show you how it looks like. Okay, so run this code and you can see the output here. Enter your name please. Suppose I'm putting here Malika. Okay, enter, and you can see hello Malika, welcome in this quiz game. Okay, if you want, you can add some more values here. Let me add something like this. Okay, now let's see how it looks like. So enter your name please. So welcome in this quiz game. Now I'm asking here print, we can use here input function, take the value from user. uh, do you want to start the game? Do you want to play this quiz game? Okay, now if the user will say yes, then we are going to start the question, otherwise we'll quit it. So I'm using here, I'm putting this value in suppose x, and I'm checking here if the value of x is equals to yes. Okay, then only we are going to start the game, otherwise we'll quit it. Okay, so if x value is yes, okay, let me print here, let's start the game. Okay, in any of the line, if you're having any doubt, you can just let me know. Okay, now let's run this code. At every step, I'm going to run this code so that you can understand the things. Now, okay, enter your name please. So I'm using here Malika again. Hello Malika, welcome in this quiz game. Do you want to play this quiz game? I'm using here yes. So let's start the game. And what if I'm using here no? Let's see. Okay, so do you want to play this quiz game? No. So you can see there's no output here. As of now, things are clear, everyone? Okay, now, so let's start the game. I'm asking the user input. What is suppose 2 plus 2? Okay, any question you can ask. So what is 2 plus 2? Okay, what is 2 plus 2? Now, let me store it into some variable. Suppose I'm using here x1 here. Now, if the value of x1 is equals to 4, okay, is equals to 4, then print correct answer, okay, and the let me initialize a value here, which is here actually c equals to 0, okay, and here I'm using if the answer is correct, c equals to c plus 1, and if the answer is not correct, c equals to c minus 1, okay, else just print oops, wrong answer, okay, let me write here better luck next time, okay, and after that just I'm using a c equal to c minus 1, that is a negative marking, okay. Now let's see, and after that, I'm going to print the value of the c. So I'm using here your score is the value of c, okay. Let's run this code again. So run. Now enter your name please. So I'm putting my name here. Now hello Malika, welcome in this quiz game. Do you want to play this quiz game? Yes, I want to play. So let's start the game. What is 2 plus 2? So I'm using here 4. So you can see correct answer is score is 1. Okay. Now, again I'm going to run this code. So enter your name. I'm using your ABC. So do you want to play this game? I'm using your no. So you can see C is not defined. Why? I'm getting this error because the indentation is wrong here. This if we need to put this in the this indentation. Now run this code once again. And I'm using here ABC. I don't want to play the quiz, so I'm using a no, and you can see I'm not getting any answer. So what I want, if the user will say no, I need to put some message here like print, okay, what message I can put here if the user will say no, okay, no problem, okay, no problem. Let's see, let's check it one more time. Sorry. So ABC, do you want to play the game? No. So okay, no problem, okay. And if the user wants to play the game, enter your name please. I'm using here ABC. Yes, I want to play. So what is 2 plus 2? I'm using a 4. But again, your score is 1. But here you can see again, I'm getting this no problem. I don't want this in this. So in that case, what I can say, if the user will say yes, execute this. And if the user will say no, then use no problem. So in that case, I can use else, print this. Now again, run this code. So I'm using here ABC. Do you want to play the game? No. So, okay, no problem. And when I'm going to run this code again, if you're creating a project, every time check it one by one in every prospect. Okay. Yes, I want to play the game. What is 2 plus 2? I'm using a 4. You correct answer in your score is 1. Okay. As of now, things are clear, everyone. Let me know. As of now, things are clear, everyone. Okay. In quiz, it totally depends on how you are like engaging your like suppose audience actually who is playing your game, okay. Now the next thing is, again, if you want, you can add multiples of questions here. So every time I don't want to print the score of the value, okay, so for that again I'm using here if my next question is again x2 equals to input, my next question is suppose I'm asking what is Python, okay. So what is Python, okay. Now, so if the user will say, if the x2 is equals to, the user will say a programming language, okay, programming language, okay, then print correct answer, okay, and the value is again c equals to c plus 1. And if the user will say no, if the user answer is not correct, then just place this value here. Okay, oops, wrong answer, better luck next time, and then c equals to c minus 1. Okay, now let's run this code once again. So enter your name, please. I'm using your ABC. Do you want to play the game? Yes, I want to play the game. 2 plus 2 is 4. Correct answer. What is Python? It is a programming language. Correct answer. And now my score is 2. Okay. Is that clear, everyone, as of now? Again, just like that, you can add multiples of questions here and you can create your own quiz game. Is that clear? If you want, you can put some instructions also that you just, we have 5 questions are there. Okay. Do you want to play? So yes. If yes, we can put here. If user will say yes, let's start the game. And here I'm going to value here that print, there are 5 questions are there. Try to give the correct answers. Okay. Now, then just put 5 questions here. And then after 5 questions, you can put the score. And if you want, you can put the average value also and so on. Now, it totally depends on you what more interesting things you want to put inside the game. Okay. Run this code once again. And you can see here. So, my name is Valika. And do you want to play this quiz game? Yes, I want to play this quiz game. So, okay, let's start the game. There are 5 questions are there. Try to give the correct answers. Okay, what is 2 plus 2? I'm using a 4. So, oops, okay, wrong answer. Better luck next time. Okay, what is Python? That is a programming language. So, correct answer, your score is 0. Why 0? Because first answer is incorrect and second answer is correct. So, in that case, at first we have -1 answer and then +1. So, it depends to 0. Is that clear, everyone? Are you able to create a quiz game by yourself or not? Everyone. Now try to add more questions here, more properties here. Okay. If you want, you can create some sections also. That some section is for GK questions, some section for computer science questions, and so on. Okay. Just use your ideas and make this quiz game more interesting. Okay. Now let me show you that thing once again. Now let me know, everyone, that each and every topic is complete or not of this workshop. Let me know. I hope this syllabus is also with you also. Each and every topic is completed, everyone. Now, is there any query, anyone? Is there any kind of query you're having? Then you can ask me. Okay. So I hope the workshop is good. I think like you are satisfied with the workshop. Is that so? Okay. Then it's very good. Then it's very fine. Okay. So that's all for today. Okay. Uh, I think all these things are clear to each and everyone. Again, I'm asking for having any kind of question. Then you can ask me again. You can give your question in the chat box. I will answer that. Is there any kind of question? Anyone? Any kind of query you are having? Any kind of doubt? Again, I'm putting the syllabus here. If you can check each and every topic here that is covered or not. And if you can ask me some queries also. Okay, so if there is no query, you can like yeah, arguments. Okay, let me define the argument once again. See, so here we are in function part. See, this is called argument actually. If you're creating a function, no, in a function, if you're putting any value inside this parameter, inside this parenthesis, that is called argument. Okay, arguments are of 2 types. formal argument and actual argument. So when you're defining the function, and in this part when you are putting any argument, that is called formal argument, and when you're calling the function, in that time these values are called actual argument. Okay, Aman? You can call it argument as well as parameters also. Okay. Okay, so let's close the session here. Okay, thank you so much everyone, and good night. We'll share the notes very soon. Okay, thank you.